Chapter 10, Work and Retirement. In this chapter, we're going to explore various work patterns later in life and the various pathways to retirement. We're going to look at trends in the labor force. We're going to look at the transition to retirement. And finally, being retired. What does it mean, and what contributes to a person's happiness? Regarding the trends in the labor force participation refers to the number of people currently working, the percentage of the total population. There have been many changes of this over the years, but the biggest change is the percentage of the workforce that is over 65. In 1996, only 12% of the working population was over 65. 2 years ago, in 2016, over 19% of the working population, the labor force population, was over 65. In 2026, it's expected almost 22% of the workers are going to be over 65. That's a big change. And as you can see, the numbers changed also for men and women. Talking about the transition to retirement. First thing we're going to talk about are bridge jobs. Bridge jobs are like second careers. They offer more flexibility, and they provide a person with a sense of purpose. Somebody who goes from working a full-time job with maybe a lot of responsibility and a large income. Retirement is sudden, and it's a big change. It's a big financial change, and it's a big personal psychosocial change. A bridge job helps ease that change. It helps a person to make some money, more money than they would if they were not working. Maybe not as much money as they used to make. But also the health benefits, the socialization, all that they're not ready to give up yet. A bridge job can help them with that. The transition to retirement is often referred to as a phased retirement, and working a bridge job is part of a phased retirement. It's where you move in steps to retirement. You gradually ease into it, and like a bridge job will allow you to maintain a higher income than if you quit working completely. So a phased retirement you might be working a bridge job, you might be working part-time, you do some other things where you're not totally retired. Another way of looking at your transition to retirement is doing contingent work. And contingent workers are a group of people who do not have a contract for long-term employment. Their work is basically short-term. It's always got an end in sight. It's not permanent. It's not necessarily with a single employer. Some examples of contingent work are working at the Big E, working retail over the Christmas holidays, or perhaps doing some per diem work with a company while their workers are on vacation during the summer. Any job where the worker does not have a long-term contract. And finally, a transition that a lot of people go through on their way to retirement is unemployment. And that is for people who have not been able to get a bridge job or can't afford a bridge job. The cost of job loss is high later in life. And one of the greatest costs of that job loss could very well be the loss of health insurance. Health insurance is a tough thing. So there are many factors that affect when a person retires. There are economic incentives. Social Security. You can get Social Security at 62, or if you stay until your full retirement, which for me is 67, used to be 65, then you will get a greater Social Security check. And if you stay in and work until you're 70, that's the age at which you can get the most Social Security. A person may have disability insurance. They may have a pension plan. Could be a traditional pension, or it could be a defined contribution pension, which is really where each of us put money into a pension plan, 401k. So those are all economic incentives for retiring. Health benefits, health reasons. Okay. A worker could have health issues, but also health coverage is very important, and a worker may need to wait until they can get Medicare at age 65 before retiring. Some people have insurance coverage from a spouse, and so it's not as a concern for them. But for those who do not, Medicare is the option. Age discrimination can affect when a person retires. What that means is that people may lose their job at age 57 or 60 or 61, and due to age discrimination, they can't find another job. They can't get another job. So they're forced to retire earlier. And then when you can retire, it can be a totally individual decision. Everybody has different reasons. You may hate working and be able to afford retirement, no problem. Or you may be able to afford retirement, but you dread not having your job. It's different for everybody. It's a personal decision. So there are many factors that affect when a person retires. Once you are retired, then how do you measure happiness? Well, happiness and good health kind of go hand in hand. When you have your health, you have everything. Married couples are generally happier in retirement. Women have a more difficult time than men do retiring. And one of the big reasons is whether they're working full-time or they're retired, they may have the same household obligations. They may still do the cooking, do all the cleaning, do the laundry, take care of everything that they took care of before they were retired. So it's not quite the relief that it may be if they didn't have all those tasks to do. How involved a person is in their leisure activities makes a big difference in retirement. Somebody who has worked full-time, overtime, never had any fun, never had any hobbies, that person's going to have a harder time retiring than the person who maybe played on a sports team every season, maybe played music or did crafts, had some other tasks, some other activities that they just love doing. That makes a difference. And planning, pre-retirement planning, makes a difference. Really plan out your financial situation, your living situation. Plan it all out ahead of time. And that is an indicator of how satisfied you're going to be with your retirement. Activities of daily living. How are you with your activities of daily living? Are you able to get around okay? Are you able to take care of yourself okay? Are you able to feed yourself? All of that, how well you can take care of yourself depends on your satisfaction at retirement. Volunteering is a very important activity for retirees. Many people always wanted to volunteer, but they never have the time. Seniors who are retired have a lot of knowledge, and they have the time, they have the desire to give, especially to the younger generation. Volunteering can be an important part of retirement for a lot of people. And finally, a lot of retirees are very active in their faith communities, and they have the more opportunity, more time, and more of a desire to be involved to have religious participation. So what is retirement all about? Well, retirement is different things for different people. And for some, like this card says, your new job now is to ensure that you enjoy your retirement. The hours are flexible, you have complete autonomy. Retirement's a great thing. For some people, it's not such a great thing. And working at a lower paying, maybe demeaning job, but it's a job. A lot of people have to do it for insurance purposes, for financial purposes. Planning is important to make sure that your retirement is good. Finally, it's never too early to start saving, because finances have a huge role in determining how successful your retirement is and how happy you are. It's never too early. Focus on starting today. Don't put it off. Don't worry about yesterday. Start saving today. If you have a 401k at your job, contribute. And if your employer will match your contributions, usually they'll do that up to 3%, definitely take advantage. Meet your employer's match. Otherwise, you're throwing money away. Open an IRA. An IRA is savings after, post-tax. And IRAs are great because this is money that you've already paid taxes on. And when you retire, when you cash in your IRA, you don't pay any taxes on that money, including profits that you have made from that investment. If you are age 50 or older, take advantage of catch-up contributions to your 401k, because there is a limit to how much money you can put in a 401k. But if you're 50 or older, the government will let you put in more. Automate your savings with any kind of saving. It's just, if you don't see it, you don't miss it. Just put it away, right away, take it off the top. Rein in your spending. It's always good for savings. Don't spend money carelessly. Set a goal. Stash away any extra funds that you may make, anything you sell on eBay or Craigslist. Stash that money away. And finally, consider delaying Social Security as you get closer to retirement. And this week's discussion on a video by Susie Orman about delaying retirement is right in keeping with this chapter. If you want to look up any of the information from this PowerPoint, here's the references.